You spoke to the president of Mexico today. I want to talk about tariffs because even as you're seeing this optimism and excitement, there's some nervousness over your tariffs. Markets have been selling off. People are not sure how to view it. Why did you roll back or put a pause into some of the tariffs until April 2nd?
Because I wanted to help Mexico and Canada to a certain extent. We're a big, big country, and they do a lot of their business with us, whereas in our case, it's much less significant. We do very little with Canada by comparison. And I wanted to help the American car makers until April 2nd. April 2nd, it becomes all reciprocal. What they charge us, we charge them. It's a big deal, but what they charge us, we charge them. But this is short term, and I felt that for the good of the American car makers and the MCA, you know, the USMCA, that's Mexico, Canada, I thought it would be a fair thing to do. And so I gave them a little bit of a break for this short period of time.
But I asked you about this before, and I know you told me when I asked you, I said, you did use MCA, you put this together.
Yeah.
And yet then you come back and you change it up with these tariffs, and you said to me at that time, I did it because I can. I put an amendment in there, and I said in 6 years I can change it. But I think CEOs want to see predictability. They say, look, I have to speak with shareholders, I've got to make plans for CapEx spending. I can't if it's 20% one day and then it's off for a month and it's 25%.
Yeah.
So can you give us a sense of whether or not we are going to get clarity for the business community?
Well, I think
she's pressing him fairly well. I think she's not really satisfied with any of his answers. And Fox News is not necessarily the MAGA network. I mean, they support Trump generally, but they're actually willing to press him. And tariffs are not something that's traditionally within the Republican Party's sort of toolbox of policies. They're for tax cuts generally, and tariffs actually are a tax. So yeah, I kind of understand what she's doing here. She's keeping in line with Republican orthodoxy and also pointing out that, okay, Trump, you're not really being clear. Like, let's face it, she might like him a lot and think he's a great president, but at the same time, his rhetoric has kind of been a mess on this. I've done segments about it before where it's like, yeah, he's like flip-flopping all around, and it's like, oh, well, I want to make Mexico and Canada happy, but also we got to stop fentanyl, and very wishy-washy, very strange. But I guess I prefer that over just him going and slapping like a 60% tariff on them or something insane like that I wouldn't totally be surprised by from Trump.
So, but, you know, the tariffs could go up as time goes by, and they may go up, and, you know, I don't know if it's predictability. I think
so that's not clarity?
No, I think that they say that. You know, it sounds good to say. But for years, the globalists, the big globalists, have been ripping off the United States. They've been taking money away from the United States. And all we're doing is getting some of it back, and we're going to treat our country fairly. This country has been ripped off from every nation in the world, every company outside in the world. We've been ripped off at levels never seen before, and all we're going to do is get it back. We're going to get a lot of it back. We're not going to let people take advantage of us anymore.
Okay, so speaking of lack of clarity, I noticed he threw the word globalist in there. That is how you know you're dealing with someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, or someone who has a vague idea of what they're talking about but doesn't really have the words to express it. Really? Globalist? Really, dude? And I appreciate Maria Bartiromo pressing him and saying, that's not clarity. Like, she was like, can we get some clarity? And then he goes, yeah, I think so. And then he proceeds to go on this weird tangent, not giving any clarity at all, being like, no. Like, dude, come on. He does not answer questions well. Well, in a sense, he does. He answers them in a way that appeases his base. And they go, oh, yeah, Trump got him. But even this Fox News host can't help but be like, really, dude, what's going on here?
All right,
So, yeah, that was pretty good journalism on her part. She questioned him pretty well. I think that, I don't know about this April 2nd deadline. I think it's kind of funny how he said, oh, it's not going to be April 1st. But as I said before, he's a mess. He's good at talking tough and good at saying, we're generally going to do this thing. But when it comes to ironing out the specifics in front of the American public and actually being interviewed on it, I mean, he's just vague. He's just vague and unspecific, and really does not sound like he's prepared at all for anything. Think about concepts of a plan for healthcare. Concepts of a plan. He was saying that in October 2024. And yeah, the election was coming up and he just has concepts of a plan. So yeah, now it's like he's got concepts of a plan for tariffs, but he's also got concepts of another plan for tariffs. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been the More is the Merrier. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.